back in the old days when justice was like a bulletproof vest for the little guy and a straight-up smackdown for the bad apples, this dude named Judge Zahran lit up the scene like a firework in a night sky. He was the kind of guy who never backed down, cracking the toughest cases with brains that could outfox a fox and street smarts nobody could touch. Grab a seat, folks. This here's a cozy yarn that'll tug at your heartstrings and blow your mind. We're diving into 3 wild cases that twisted folks up inside and left jaws on the floor. How'd this judge stare down the sneakiest crooks, the dumbest knuckleheads, and the trickiest inheritance riddles? Stick around and you'll see the power of a sharp mind and fair play going toe-to-toe with lies and low blows. It's got that nostalgic vibe, like remembering simpler times when a good story fixed everything. Word has it, in one of them ancient eras, there was this judge called Zahran, famous for his quick wits, his slick moves, and his wisdom in settling scores right, getting folks their due and booting the bullies. He nailed 3 of the hairiest cases that ever landed in his lap. Case 1, the sneaky neighbor and the dirt that spilled the beans. They say there were these 2 neighbors living side by side, one a straight-up good egg, the other a slimy trickster. The nice guy had no clue his buddy next door was all about the cons and the scams. One rough day, things got tight for the sneaky one. No food in the house, stomach growling like a bear. He swung by the nice guy's place to hit him up for a loan, but the wife said her hubby's been out at work since dawn and ain't back yet. So the sneak decides to track him down at the job site. On the way, boom, he spots the nice guy heading home. He pulls him aside and spins the sob story. "Man, I'm broke as a joke. Spot me $1,000?" The nice guy don't even blink. Hands over a solid loan, no questions asked. They were standing by this big old palm tree, so he tells his neighbor, "Tomorrow, God willing, I'll hook you up with that $1,000. Meet me right here by this tree." Next day rolls around and the sneak shows up, greedy as ever. Sure enough, the nice guy's waiting with the cash, hands it over, no sweat. The sneak grins and says, "I'll square up in 3 months, buddy." The nice guy nods, ain't even asking for a receipt or nothing, 'cause trust, you know? 3 months later, the nice guy knocks on the door. Time to pay up that $1,000. But the sneak plays dumb. "What $1,000? I never borrowed a dime from you." The nice guy's heart sinks, thinks to himself, "Damn, we living in times where good turns get you stabbed in the back." But he'd heard tales about Judge Zahran, the genius who shuts down the cheats and hands back what's owed. So off he goes to spill his guts. Zahran listens to the whole mess, then calls in a guard. Round up that sneaky neighbor pronto. When the guy struts in, Zahran eyes him cool as ice. "Your buddy here is saying he loaned you $1,000. That ring any bells?" The sneak shakes his head. "Nah, Judge, that's straight up baloney. I ain't touched his money. Pure lies and slander." Zahran turns to the nice guy. "You got a witness? Some paper trail?" The guy shrugs. "Nope, sir. I trusted the dude. Never crossed my mind he'd pull this." Zahran could smell the truth a mile off. He ponders a sec, then tells the nice guy, "If you're on the level about that loan, hustle back and grab me a handful of dirt from the spot where you handed over the cash." The nice guy blinks. Kind of weird, right? But he bolts out of there to fetch it. Time ticks by, no sign of him. Zahran shoots the sneak a side eye. "Your pal's taking forever. Any idea why he's dragging his feet?" Without missing a beat, the sneak blurts, "That spot's way out in the boonies, miles away." Zahran busts out laughing. "Bingo, you just proved your buddy's telling the truth. He loaned you that $1,000, all right." The sneak sweating bullets. "How you figure, Judge?" Zahran leans in. "If he was lying and no deal went down, how'd you know the exact spot he's digging dirt from? That's the same tree where you snatched the dough." Boom, just like that, Zahran vindicates the nice guy and tosses the sneak in the clink till he coughs up the cash. Case 2, the old-timer, the flour sack, and the dummy who wanted nothing. Folks tell it like this. An old geezer saddles up his donkey and trots to the market for a big sack of flour to haul home. He scores the goods, but is heavy as sin. Some burly fella lends a hand, hoists it onto the donkey's back. The old man climbs on up front, sack right behind, and heads out. Halfway home, the donkey trips, splat. The sack hits the dirt, and the old guy is too creaky to lift it back. Just then, this young buck rolls by, strong as an ox, but dumber than a bag of hammers. He eyeballing the old man. "What's holding you up, Gramps?" The old guy explains. "Went to market, grabbed his flour, donkey stumbled, sack dumped, and I can't muscle it back on." The kid smirks. "I can toss it up there easy, but what's in it for me?" Old man, "Nothing." Kid hauls it up, no problem. Old guy settles in, ready to ride. Kid pipes up. "Where you off to, Pops?" "Home, son." "And where's my cut?" "I ain't promised you squat." Kid gets mouthy. "You full of it, old man." Geezer, "What you yapping about?" Kid, "You said nothing when I asked for pay. I want that nothing you promised." The old man's baffled, tries clearing it up. "I meant I got zip to give you." Kid, "Don't care. Give me that nothing." Old guy stumped. "How the heck do I hand over nothing?" Kid, "You heard me. Pay up what you owe. Ain't no way out but to drag this clown to Judge Zahran for a fair shake." They shuffle into court, lay out the crazy tale. Zahran's eyebrows shoot up. Wild stuff. He eyes the old man. "You promised this punk nothing for the left?" "Yep, that's the deal." Then to the kid, "And you chasing that nothing now?" "Damn straight, Judge." Zahran clocks the kid's thick skull right away. He mulls it over, then hollers to a guard, "Bring that donkey and the flour sack into the courtroom." Everybody's like, "Huh?" Guard hauls it in, parks it front and center. Zahran locks eyes with the kid. "If you want your nothing, yank that sack off the donkey and drop it." Kid does it. Thud. "Now hoist it back up." Kid grunts, lifts, plants. Zahran, "What'd you find under that sack when you dropped and lifted it?" Kid, "Nothing." Zahran chuckles. "There you go. That's your prize from the old man. Take it and skedaddle." Serve the dummy right on a silver platter, just like he tried pulling on the poor old soul.
Case 3, the Three Zayds and the Will That Split the Family. Here's the scoop. This fella had 3 sons, all named Zayd. Talk about confusing. Before kicking the bucket, Pop scribbles a will. Zayd gets it. Zayd gets it. Zayd gets zip. The boys read it and flip, staring at each other like, "What the? Who's the Zayd getting shut out?" They're all Zayds, brothers under the skin. But deep down, they figured Dad meant to stiff one of them. No fix in sight, so they hightail it to Judge Zahran for the lowdown. They line up in court, spill the beans. "Zahran, got the will on ya?" "Right here, Judge." He scans it and mutters to himself. What's the old man getting at? He brainstorms, suspects one ain't the real deal. To nail it down, he tells the guard, "Clear the room, then usher 'em in one by one." Guard complies, solo file. First Zayd steps up. Zahran hits him with, "We've chewed this over, kid, and the only ways to dig up your pop's grave for fingerprints might be a forgery. You cool with that?" First Zayd blows up. "Hell no, Judge. I ain't letting Dad get disrespected like that, dead or not. Screw the inheritance. I'll sign it over to my bros." Zahran, "All right, step out and cool your heels." Second Zayd's turn. Same pitch. Digging Dad for prints. Cool? Nope. Same rage. "No way. I forfeit my share to the others." Out you go. Third Zayd saunters in. Zahran drops the bomb again. This one's chill. "If you gotta yank him out of the ground, fine by me. Living trump dead every time."
Jackpot. Zahran knows this punk's the fake. A real son wouldn't greenlight grave robbing for a payout. Just like that, Zahran IDs the imposter. Word spread like wildfire. Judge Zahran's smarts and gut instincts put him leagues ahead of the pack. Everybody learned the hard way. A wise judge with brains and guts can sniff out the crook from the victim, and no lowlife slip in his net. The wronged always get their due in the end. Kinda warms the cockles, don't it?